Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is a special day. It is a really historic day for this historic place. As I was thinking about what to say this morning, the words of one of my favorite historians, Drew Gilpin Faust at Harvard, came to mind. She said, "The past is with us. We cannot pretend that it is not." Oakland Cemetery is where Atlanta's history lives. There is no pretending. There is nowhere in our city that helps us understand ourselves, our past, or how we've arrived at this present moment better than here at Oakland Cemetery. Oakland is the good, the bad, and the ugly of Atlanta's history, the pride and the prejudice. And every day we work to preserve that history so that we can learn from it, and so that we, Historic Oakland Foundation, can share it and create spaces for learning and to meaningfully support this city as it works to understand itself and chart a more equitable future. And the special thing is that everybody here today, right here at Oakland, is responsible for helping to change the idea of what a cemetery can be. As you'll hear in a few minutes when Jaden comes up on the stage, we are already in the process of developing transformational programming that draws on the past to impact the present and the future. With the benefit of the recently restored bell tower that we celebrated at the end of last year, we were able to launch our, thank you. It's our council member. We were able to launch our inaugural youth workforce development program this summer, the Youth Landscape and Hardscape team. With great support from the Georgia Power and Bank of America Foundations, we were able to begin to train the next generation of masons and horticulturalists right here at the city's most distinct outdoor classroom. The beautiful thing is that the new visitor center that will soon stand where we are sat today, with its classroom and programmatic spaces, will allow incredible programming like that to expand exponentially. Now, as many of you know, this visitor center has been a long-held dream here at Oakland. And we truly would not be here today without the long-term vision, dedication, and generosity of so many supporters. And if you think I'm exaggerating when I say a long-held dream, I'll take you back, and Ellen Wickersham and I were just talking about this, I'll take you back to 2007 when Historic Oakland Foundation, with the support of the Woodruff Foundation and Invest Atlanta, had the foresight to purchase this gravel lot we're standing on today, knowing that someday a world-class visitor center would be built to support this world-class historic site. And ladies and gentlemen, that day is today. Since then, so many leaders have worked to make this possible. The Historic Oakland Foundation board, staff, and trustees, many of whom are here today, our city partners, including Mayor Dickens, the Department of Parks and Recreation, especially Commissioner Cutler, Deputy Commissioner Voss, and Oakland Sexton Sam Reed, who's hiding in the back, Council members Archibong and Bakhtiari, and Dr. Clementic and all of Invest Atlanta who have been with us here for decades. Our partners at the Conservation Fund, Park Pride, South Face, the Candida Fund, Trees Atlanta, the Life Cycle Building Center have been instrumental in helping us reach this moment, as have Smith Dahlia Architects and J.M. Wilkerson. And our Capital Campaign Committee, led by Maybe Hollis and Valerie Jackson, as well as the entire Historic Oakland Foundation board, staff, and volunteers, continue to work tirelessly every single day to make Oakland Cemetery the very best park and historic site in the city. In addition to those incredible leaders who have worked so hard to make the visitor center possible, so many donors and financial supporters have invested in Oakland and the Foundation's first ever capital campaign, making this project and all of the work that we're doing inside the cemetery possible. We owe a great debt of gratitude to all of the thousands of supporters who have made our $14 million Live in History capital campaign, our first ever capital campaign, a resounding success. And while I wish I had the time to name everyone, I truly wish I had the time, we are especially grateful, and this is a long list, so bear with me, we are especially grateful to Invest Atlanta, the Letty Pay Evans Foundation, the Imlay Foundation, a friend of Historic Oakland Foundation, the Rich Foundation, the Coca-Cola Foundation, the Francis and Beverly DuBose Foundation, the Truist Trustee Foundations, the Georgia Pacific Foundation, Zach and Studi Young, Maybe and Hal Hollis, the Adderhold Family Foundation and Tom and Kay Adderhold, Tanya and Steve Parrow, Alan and Catherine Elsis, AJ and Lynn Land, George and Penny Hart, Jerry and Vivian Gowett, and the entire Historic Oakland Foundation board, especially the Outside the Gates Committee. But frankly, the list is so long that I wish I had all the time in the world. But please join me in thanking all of the thousands of supporters who have made this campaign possible. Now, we can't wait to get this building built and deliver the tremendous programming and visitor experience for all of the cemetery's visitors to complement and enhance all of the incredible work happening inside the cemetery walls. And I'd be remiss today to say, you gotta go inside the cemetery and check out the incredible work happening because of the Moving Atlanta Forward infrastructure bond. The transformations here at Oakland are remarkable. And to me, what's so exciting is that I really think here at Oakland, we're just getting started. So can't wait to show you all of our progress in the coming months and years. But now, as we get our program underway, it is with great pleasure, and I ask you to join me in welcoming to the stage the 61st Mayor of Atlanta, a man who said that Oakland Cemetery is his favorite place in the city, Mayor Andre Dickens.
Thank you for that, Richard. Thank you all for being here. It's a great day in the city of Atlanta when we're here at one of our treasures in this city, and I'm grateful to have all these council members here, Councilmember Battiari, whose district we're in, Councilmember Matt Westmoreland, as well as Eloisa Clementich of Invest Atlanta, Commissioner Cutler of our Parks and Recreation Department, and all of you. And I even see off to the distance taking a picture right now as Morris Brown president, Dr. Kevin James, Morris Brown. President has you were here when we were doing the bell tower as well, so thank you for your support and love of this great place, and all of you for your contributions and support of what we're doing here at Oakland Cemetery. It's always happy for me to have a chance to come to Atlanta's oldest park and historic site in this city. Spending time at Oakland Cemetery helps us to better understand our community and how we can chart a more just and equitable future together. I know that I say it a lot, but Atlanta truly is a group project. The city is able to do so much because of our public-private partnerships such as this, and the partnership with the Historic Oakland Foundation and the Departments of Parks and Recreation is a model for how to care for one of our city's prized jewels. I am pretty sure that our historic Oakland Cemetery is the liveliest final resting place in the country. Chuckle, chuckle, laugh, laugh, make the mayor happy. Dad jokes, love them, all right? And we are quite proud of the work that has been done to care for this place, and it welcomes hundreds and thousands of visitors each and every year. From the bell tower work that we did just a few months ago, it seems, and to now this new visitor center, this will allow the Historic Oakland Foundation to expand its ability to serve all of Atlanta and continue the great work that it does here at Oakland Cemetery. It's no secret that Atlanta has been accused in the past of not doing such a great job of historic preservation of things across our city. But investments like these, as well as our Moving Atlanta Forward bond, the investments in the cemetery's infrastructure, show that this moment is about investing in a part of our history as we look towards our future. As we are grateful for everyone who has had a hand in this transformational project, making it happen. One such person happens to be here with us and is putting a face on our efforts to be intentional about providing opportunities for our young people in Atlanta this year. As you know, I have declared 2023 the Year of the Youth, and we have one here today. I want Jaden Williams to come on up now. Jaden, give Jaden a round of applause, y'all. Come on up, Jaden. Jaden Williams here, y'all, from South Atlanta High School, has spent his summer doing what we used to call character building work. No cushy summer job inside, air conditioning and all that kind of stuff in these air conditioned offices for Jaden. No, He's a youth landscape and hardscape member of that team, and he was a participant here at Oakland Cemetery, putting in hard work, doing what we call character building work, getting out there, getting your hands dirty. So we're just so thankful, and we're very proud of you, young man, Jaden. We appreciate you for all that you've done. And so I want Jaden to come up now and tell everybody how that worked out for him. Give him a round of applause, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, just give me 1 second. So, this summer, I had the privilege to be a part of the Oakland Foundation of the Youth Landscape Workforce of the first time. My interest is pursuing agriculture studies and extracurriculums, stuff like this, which led me to apply for my landscape position. During the job drive at my high school during the beginning of the summer. So I felt it would be great to take an opportunity to explore my passion, to learn the knowledge about landscape throughout this whole summer at Oakland. Not only did I learn interesting things about just landscaping in particular, I learned things about like the history of Oakland, just taking pride of it and everything as well. And I also took in a lot of interesting things as well I had 6 weeks here during my program, so the 6 weeks was perfect. Something that I really didn't like at first because I wasn't forward towards the heat, but because this summer it felt like God was just cooking chicken, like it was hot outside. It wasn't no air. The only air I got was about 30 minutes. So with the history of Oakland, besides just the youth and landscape, the history of Oakland made a huge impact on the city of Atlanta just in general. From way before I was born, just centuries to come from. Then I would also like to thank Jarvis, thank Richard. I would like to thank really everyone for this opportunity because I probably would not be here today without this. I'm sorry. But I did gain a new perspective on the workforce or something that is something I probably say most people don't see nowadays, as far as young people taking in jobs. Because this year I had a very supportive team with the Youth and Landscape Division team of Oakland, and I hope that with groundbreaking just be a good new impact on Oakland. I'm gonna be honest, I'm finished with my speech.
That's awesome, Jaden. And Jaden's going to come back next year as a leader and mentor for the next cohort of programs. And this building is going to allow us from going and having 10 kids here in the summer to hopefully our goal is 50, 100, 150 in the years to come. So excited for that moment. And Jaden, we appreciate you so much for your time this morning. So Commissioner, you got to follow this. So please join me in welcoming to the stage our friend and partner, Commissioner Justin Cutler.
Well, good morning, everybody. There's no following Jaden. Let's give Jaden another round of applause. You know, and I think this really speaks to the mayor's leader and vision for what Year of the Youth is really about, which is about young people in our community connecting with nonprofits, government, businesses to make sure that everyone has the opportunity for employment, engagement, and just an amazing ability to connect with people. So thank you to the Historic Oakland Foundation for taking that mantle and making this happen on behalf of our young people. Let's give you a round of applause. So today's groundbreaking is another proud moment at Oakland Cemetery, a place where Atlanta's history truly lives. Every time I come here, I'm inspired by the lives and the stories of those who reside here. One of my favorite stories is when you walk in the cemetery, if you look to there's a gentleman sitting up on his crypt on the right, and he's wearing a bow tie. Well, that gentleman didn't want to wear a bow tie, and he told everybody about not wearing a bow tie, but his family thought it best to put him in a bow tie and put him on top of his crypt. So that's one of my favorite stories about the cemetery. So as you walk through today, look to the right, and you'll see a gentleman on top of his crypt with a bow tie on. I'm also inspired by the partnership that the City of Atlanta and the Department of Parks and Recreation and Historic Oakland Foundation have formed over the years to preserve, restore, and share the history and beauty and complexity of this sacred space. Innovation is not what you typically think of when you think of a cemetery. However, but we are so proud of the innovative work that's happening here at Historic Oakland to make broader audiences aware of the city's history and to help the department chart a more equitable future for all. As you'll hear in a few moments, whether it's through walking tours, special events, youth programming, or Historic Oakland Foundation's new workforce development program, Oakland Cemetery has the capacity to impact the lives of our neighbors in new and creative ways, and also shaping the lives of future generations to come. We're thrilled to have worked alongside Historic Oakland Foundation on the new Visitor Center project. Through this facility and others, we are truly reimagining what a cemetery can be and should be in the future. I'm especially proud of the sustainability efforts Historic Oakland Foundation has included throughout the design and implementation of this project. We know the negative impacts of climate change are felt most acutely by communities of color and our least affluent neighbors. Environmental sustainability is at the center of the Foundation's collaboration with the South Face Institute, and this type of forward thinking and design would be a model for future projects throughout the city, not just within the Parks and Recreation Department. The partnership between DPR and Historic Oakland Foundation is a model for public-private partnership, and we're extremely proud of this effort. Together, we've been able to make massive improvements here at Oakland for hundreds of thousands of visitors who come to this amazing historic site to visit annually. They visit their ancestors, they attend programs, or they simply just enjoy the beauty, walk their dog, or even run their dog. As somebody mentioned earlier today, there's a beautiful dog park. But we are grateful for the incredible leadership of Mayor Dickens in prioritizing the quality of our green spaces. And to that end, we're renovating the paths and the driveways, as you heard, and hopefully you'll come tour that with us later after this presentation. And we're especially thankful for our partnership with Dr. Klementich and Invest Atlanta for their major investment in this project. And across the city, her and I meet weekly at the cabinet meeting. We were just talking about it. Oftentimes we sit by each other and kibbutz about what we can do to improve parks and recreation. So it's our partnership together across the city that make these things possible. So thank you, Dr. Klementich, for your leadership. I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank the DPR staff here in attendance today. So thank you to Deputy Commissioner Doug Voss, Deputy Commissioner Alvin Dodson, Park Design Director Keith Hicks, Project Manager Aaron Weiner, Fred Cartwright, Project Manager for the repaving, and special kudos to longtime DPR staff member and Oakland Sexton Sam Reed. Let's give him a round of applause for the amazing work that he does. Thank you, Sam, for your leadership. And I know this last year you got a new office too in the basement of the bell tower, which I know you're really excited about. So glad we can make that happen for you. So thank you to Historic Oakland Foundation. We're also grateful for the leadership of Historic Oakland Foundation and Richard Harker, who's been a great partner since the first day I came here. Richard, I thank you for everything that you've done and just how you've welcomed me to the city of Atlanta and just really made this a special place to be able to work with you and you're with your team. So thank you. Let's give Richard a round of applause. I can't wait to see the completed project and exciting things planned for ahead. To the Oakland staff, volunteers, donors, foundation members, board of directors, thank you for your dedication to this beautiful space in our community. Now, if you'll help me welcome to the stage, Dr. Eloisa Klementich, CEO of Invest Atlanta.
Good morning, everyone. Well, it's exciting to be here. I've learned 2 new things this morning. The first is we like fried chicken, Jaden, and hopefully I'm a thigh or something good like that. And the second was that Invest Atlanta has a crystal ball, and we knew in the future that we should buy this property to build a visitor center. Richard, that was amazing. Thank you to all the Invest Atlanta colleagues. Of course, we know the future, and so appreciate everybody now knowing, Mayor, we know the future. So, it was interesting. As I was preparing for this opportunity to really address everybody again, it's exciting that we're back, Richard, on this project, is we were talking about, usually cemeteries. Okay, I have a question. When you were growing up, were they told to be exciting places to go, or were they kind of scary? Yeah, me too. I was always very scared to go into a cemetery at night, especially. But this is not the case with Oakland Cemetery. It really is becoming this beautiful place where people are going to gather and we're going to build memories. The bell tower, we're going to have weddings in the cemetery. Kind of cool. Maybe baptisms. Beginning, it'd be a great place to be, and I think we're setting the history of the amazing facilities that we have here in Atlanta. And I'm excited on behalf of Invest Atlanta, our board, under the leadership of the mayor and the city council for their commitment, and Fulton County for their commitment to the tax allocation district, the TAD as referred, that allows us to continue to invest. But not only invest in Oakland, but also what's around here. So we're investing in the Memorial Greenway with council members' vision on what we're doing here, Beyond Edgewood, the Heroes Walk. All of these projects are coming together to really create a quality of place. Not only will Atlanta be the great economic and the vibrancy that we want to create, but we want people to create a place where people want to be. And this is what we're doing together. And so I want to thank everybody for their partnership. Richard, I'm not sure when our next event, but I appreciate you and everything you're doing on behalf of the foundation, because I'm sure there's going to be some new idea Richard's going to have for us to consider. But we are excited about what this means for our city, what this means for memories that we're creating, and the quality of place that continues to allow us as a city to be competitive. So thank you. Look forward to the next groundbreaking. Thank you. And I almost messed that up. And now let me introduce council member of the district, Councilmember Bakhtiari.
Good morning, everyone. I am Liliana Bakhtiari, the council member for District 5. I am too short for this podium. And yeah, you're right. Chicken's not being fried right now, but it feels like it's still being steamed. So I'm going to try to make it quick. I wanted to give a shout out to my predecessor, Councilmember Natalie Archibong, who in true form came and said hello and then quickly disappeared she was my predecessor, and those are very big shoes to fill. So I want to give her a shout out for being of assistance to this and for making sure, yes, please give her a round of applause. And also saying thanks to her for making sure that the brick repaving was laid into the Moving Atlanta Forward, so that other 18-year-olds like me once upon a time, when they sneak into Oakland Cemetery after hours, don't trip and fall in a ditch. So I feel very ill-prepared because everyone around me had their notes and I'm just winging it. But I wanted to first say what an honor it is to be able to be the council member for this district. Since I was 18, I've lived within half a mile of this location, which I know is shocking. It doesn't sound like a long time based on my youthful appearance, but that was like 17 years ago that I've lived right around this location and everything that it's meant to me. And I don't know if you all know this, Richard, I don't know if you know this, but my community, this community that grew up in Atlanta during the recession, that had this DIY community, this arts community, this very eclectic, eccentric community, this cemetery shaped all of us. When we had nowhere to go, and we couldn't afford anything, we would come to Oakland Cemetery to envision what we wanted parks to look like, what we wanted to do, and in large part, Oakland shaped me growing up in this city. And it's more of a tremendous accomplishment than I can even name, because this is going to be such a catalytic change. If you look to your left, you see the beginnings of the Memorial Greenway. which we are working on right now in trying to realize that vision, which has been a discussion, yes, I know, for over a century. But it is finally under this mayor, it is going to happen. Yeah. This location here is going to be transformational. The community that you see around you right now, all the stakeholders that made this happen, I look around at Park Pride, I'm looking around at Trust for Public Land, Conservation Fund, the local builders on, hey Simon, around this property, Uncle Elsis and his family and many others, who have all had a hand in this, and this is what makes Atlanta so incredible. It is the fastest growing city in the country, and yet it still feels like a small town with big buildings because you can do things like go to your local coffee shop and reach out and touch your elected. You can walk into a neighborhood bar and talk to someone about and learn about, overhear a conversation about this transformational change you're about to see and ask if you can help, and we'll let you, which is, in most cities, this type of change is gatekept, but we really know we need your help, so. But this is going to be, this groundbreaking today, the access it's going to give us, the connectivity to the cemetery here, which you heard Dr. Kay say about the Heroes Trail, which is going to connect Oakland Cemetery down to Sweet Auburn, to the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement, and then to talk about, well, yes, Jacob, I know, huge part for the Civil Rights Movement. And then, of course, the Memorial Greenway, which is going to take us all the way down to the Capitol. This is the beginning of the most transformational change that the city will see in the southeast section of the city. And I really want us to really remember this because there is only going to be extraordinary changes from here on out. And I know a lot of us have waited a long time, but I believe that we have the council, a mayor, and a community of stakeholders, public and private, that are going to make this happen. And I could not be more excited to be the council member for the favorite place of the mayor to hang out in. That with also the favorite council member in the best district. But I just want to say, like, this is tremendous, and I can't tell you what it means to be here today because this is realizing a long-time dream. And although I have not sat in the seat all of however many years this has been a conversation, to be here to see it over the finish line with this community is the greatest honor I think I could name. And so, I also want to say that there are, yeah, you see me, Richard. $85,000 left in this phase. And so I'm making eye contact with every single one of you. Each of you has a community. My community has put up, my office has put up $1 million in participatory budgeting with Park Pride that we want to give Oakland the opportunity to apply for all green spaces in District 5. But I also look to you as the community to help us get past that finish line because I know there's some deep pockets in this crowd. There's a QR code right there. So. Thank you all so much, and I want to go ahead. Jaden, I'm also done with my speech. And I want to take a moment to introduce our next speaker, Steve Perro, Board Chair of the Historic Oakland Foundation.
I'm a little taller than the rest of y'all, if you haven't noticed, but anyways. So I have the great privilege of closing it out today. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And on behalf of the Historic Oakland Foundation, it is my pleasure to conclude our program and invite all of our speakers to join us in a ceremonial groundbreaking in just a minute. However, before I do, I would like to take a minute to reflect on what a historic moment this is for Oakland Cemetery, the city of Atlanta, and the Historic Oakland Foundation. Oakland Cemetery is the oldest cemetery and public green space in the city. It's one of our city's oldest places, and it's a true jewel in the city, and the mayor's favorite place. Every day for the last 47 years, Historic Oakland Foundation has partnered with the city of Atlanta to care for these special 48 acres, the history, beauty, gardens, and finding new and innovative ways to share them with the public. Last year, over 125,000 visitors came to Oakland. And what excites me most as the board chair of Historic Oakland Foundation, we're just getting started. The new visitor center will allow the incredible staff and volunteers of Historic Oakland Foundation to connect Oakland's history and beauty with even more neighbors and visitors and expand our impact within the community. But don't worry, as we break ground on the new visitor center and begin to develop new programming that this building will allow, we will continue to provide the beloved events that our community has grown to love. Sunday in the Park, the Pumpkin Patch, capturing the spirit of Oakland Halloween tours, yeah. And our Dia de Muertos event that we partnered with the Mexican consulate. So mark your calendars for all of the exciting programming happening this fall in the city's best public green space. We are also so grateful to each and every one of you for making this transformation possible. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Executive Director Dr. Richard Harker and the staff and volunteers of Oakland Historic Foundation for their passion and commitment for making today a reality. We've talked about this project for decades. And it is truly exciting to be at this moment in time where its impact will soon be upon us. We know that we walk on the shoulders of all those who came before us. So please join me in a round of applause for all of us here, for those who aren't, and to thank all of you for all that you've done in making today a reality. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job as board chair if I wasn't out here also trying to raise money. So, before we conclude our program today, I would be remiss if I didn't mention to you that you too can still be a part of this incredible project. The entryway, so right where we are standing, right, with the entryway, this will be an actual brick plaza, and it just so happens that there are still a few bricks left to be sold that will allow you to memorialize your love of Oakland and for your family and to show your participation and be a part of all of this. So make sure you buy them soon before they all sell out. Get yours today. Now, please, everyone, get your cameras ready, folks, and I'd like to ask all of our speakers, photographers, and media to join us up here, because we're going to break some ground.
Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is pretend we're going to do a shot like this, where you guys just holding the shovels. Then we're going to do a shot where you pick up the dirt but not throw it. Then we're going to do a shot where you're actually going to throw the dirt. Just make sure you don't, mess up the piece. Here we go. Count. 1, 2, 3. Everybody get the shot. All right. Now, get some dirt in those shovels. Do not throw it. All right. Now this way. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Shot. All right, now, on the count of 3. We're done. All right, here we go. Right, just a little toss. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, toss. Hey. Now let's add some board members, please. Everyone that's sitting in the shot, staying in the shot. Board members. Also, park staff, please come forward. David Moore, please come forward. All right. Okay. This is just going to be a straight shot. Now this is going to be a straight shot. Yeah. Shovel to the ground. There you go. All right. please come forward quickly. Good, boss. All right, we're doing the same thing. This is the last one. Thank you, Sam. All right, let's get some people on this side over here. Anybody who's in the back, you guys can come over on this side. Hands between shoulders, please. Hands between shoulders. I can't see you. All right, here we go. Come in. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more.
Thank you.
Oh, no, you're fine. Whenever you get a chance. Ready? Oh, right here? Yeah.
Hey, Mayor. Appreciate you being here.
All right. Ready? I want the whole thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Got it. Thank you. Thanks. All right, sir.
So bad you're this morning. He said, looks like y'all are still using it. It's like, oh, so sorry. Oh, yeah. It's kind of stuck in there right at the moment.